How's it going, guys? Cody back again, and we're dropping yet another video. Right, guys, as you can see from the title below, this video is about the third death at Altcourse prison in as many weeks. Now, I've got every single one of these deaths out. Thank you to a prison source at Altcourse prison. You never reveal your sources. I'm going to read the story, guys. I'm going to do my bit at the end. This is going to be two stories in one. Because I'm going to go into depth about this prisoner, Gwenfor Jones, who was in his 80s. I think he was 82 when he died on Sunday. I'm going to read the story, guys. I'm going to do my bit at the end. Like I said, this is two stories in one. We're going to go into the convictions of the prisoner that has died. So the headline reads, "Third prisoner dies at City Jail since coronavirus lockdown." This is in the Liverpool Echo. You've got two prisons in Liverpool. You have Altcourse in Fazakerley, and you have HMP Liverpool, known as Walton, the castle on the hill, the mansion on the hill in Walton, Liverpool. So let's get into it, guys. Link in the description below, like I always do. Headline reads, "Third prisoner dies at City Centre Jail since coronavirus lockdown. The 82-year-old was transferred from HMP Altcourse to Aintree Hospital and passed away the following day. A third prisoner in custody in the city has died since the start of the coronavirus lockdown. Gwenfor Jones, 82, passed away on Sunday after he was transferred from HMP Altcourse to Aintree Hospital the previous day. He had several serious health conditions and his death was expected. Mr. Jones was tested for COVID-19 at the Fazakerley jail after displaying symptoms, but it proved to be negative. He died 3 days ago, and his next of kin has now been informed. The case has been passed to the coroner, who will confirm the cause of death. Mr. Jones is the third death in custody on Merseyside since the start of the lockdown, following two earlier fatalities, also at Altcourse. They were Gary Nielsen and Sean Tierney, 57 and 74 respectively. Today, John Whitwam, managing director for G4S, who runs the private prison, told the Echo, "On the 26th of April 2020, a prisoner at HMP Altcourse passed away in hospital where he was receiving end-of-life care. The prison and probation ombudsman has been informed, and our thoughts are with his family at this difficult time. In the latest update provided by the Ministry of Justice on Tuesday evening, they confirmed that 332 prisoners had tested positive for COVID-19 across 69 government-run prisons. Across 62 prisons, 317 prison staff have also tested positive, and 11 prison and escort custody service staff have tested positive. The entire MOJ prison population stands at 81,124. Last night, it emerged that the number of prisoners infected with the coronavirus may be up to 6 times as many as the published figure. Public Health England said it found 1,783 possible/probable causes, vastly above the official number of 332. The report insisted no explosive outbreaks in prisons, but that significant threat levels remain. Steps to quarantine new and at-risk inmates will be required, it said." Right, now, Gwenfor Jones. Now, I'm going to go into this story, guys. Gwenfor Jones, obviously it's a Welsh name. It was, like I said, we was able to break this. The last three deaths at Altcourse, Gary Nielsen, Sean Tierney, and Gwenfor Jones, we've been able to break. Now, Gary Nielsen was a sex offender, so I'm led to believe. Gwenfor Jones, why was he in prison? We're going to go into it now. This is a story in the Real Pristetin and Abergele Journal. The story dates from 2014, 1st of December. Headline reads, "Pensioner jailed for 50 years of sexual assaults on women and children. To the outside world, pensioner Gwenfor Jones was a respectable member of the community, but on and off over a 50-year period, he secretly sexually assaulted women and children. Jailing him for 12 years, Judge Rhys Rowlands said that fortunately it was highly unusual for a man to have repeatedly offended for such a long time. Jones, aged 77, of Careford Derwin Lanflair near Abergele still maintained his innocence, but he was convicted of 12 charges of indecent assault, attempted indecent assault, sexual activity with a child, sexual assault during a trial last month. This was obviously back in this November of 2014. Cairnthorne Crown Court. Sentencing him at Mull Crown Court, Judge Rowland said that over the years there were seven separate victims. One was a grown woman in her 40s, another was a teenage girl, and the others were all very young. His deviant and wholly reprehensible behaviour had been repeated over a period of years between 1960 and August of 2010, in the region of 50 years, he said. Yet you sit there with no comprehension at all the harm you have caused them, the judge told Jones. Jones had no previous convictions, but the feature was watered down by the fact that he had been committing offences over such an extended period of time. You appear to be an entirely responsible individual in the small community in which you lived, but outward appearances can be very deceptive indeed, he said. For a man of 77 in ill health, the sentence I'm about to impose means it is unlikely in the extreme that you will ever be in a position to offend in a similar way again. He had shown no remorse. He'd offended from his early 20s on and off until the last offence against a grown woman when the defendant himself was in his early 70s. Such repeated depravity on the part of this man is thankfully and very, very unusual indeed. Jonathan Austin, defending, said his client did not accept the verdicts of the jury. He suffered ill health, including a heart condition, and maintained the support of his wife, who was in court to provide him with moral support. Mr. Austin stressed that there had been no penile penetration. Well, he's dead now, guys. So, but the thing is, the thing is with these videos, right? Now, I have to pay my condolences to Gwenfor Jones's friends and family because they're not guilty of anything, guys. He, on the other hand, is a depraved individual. 50 years offending, guys, that they know of, right? Like I've said, absolute sexual deviant, sexual predator, highly dangerous individual, and showed no remorse, didn't acknowledge the jury and the guilty verdicts and everything, still maintaining his innocence even. Like I said, guys, he can't reoffend now. He's dead. Like I said, we've been able to get these 3 deaths out: Sean Tierney, Gary Nielsen, and Gwenfor Reese Jones. Like I said, no one's going to shed a tear for a sex offender. The damage that they do to the victims is everlasting. The reason that I despise sex offenders myself is because I was sexually abused by someone that lived local to my mum and my stepdad. So people are like, oh, Cody, you do all these interviews, you've been on TV, you can't say what you say about sex offenders. I make no apologies, right? And the damage it did to me was everlasting, and yeah, it damaged me beyond repair. And like I said, I've come to terms with everything that's happened in my life, but you don't forgive and you don't forget. So like I said, so this is another sex offender. The sex offenders have died. Many sex offenders have died during this COVID-19 outbreak. Did you notice in the last story that we read, and I'll just go back to it, guys, how it stated about the official figures about the COVID-19, saying there's more than 332 cases, and that this organisation have actually said that they predict that it's actually a lot higher. So it says here, in the latest update provided by the MOJ on Tuesday evening, they confirmed that 332 prisoners have tested positive. Hold on one second. My phone's deciding to play up. Right. So anyway, in a nutshell, guys, sorry, the bloody pop-ups and stuff. So in a nutshell, it's saying that the figures could be 6 times higher than what's being reported. Now, what have I said from day one? From day fucking one, I have said there is a cover-up going on by the Ministry of Justice. The figures, you know, when these figures are coming out, 332, they are not official figures. The Ministry of Justice, they're not the source of the story, right? I don't know how they work it out, 332, but it's not the true fact, right? And then you've got these prisons that are tweeting, we have no confirmed cases of corona in our prisons. They're not going to if they're not testing prisoners, are they? The only time prisoners are getting tested is when they are sent to prison. Sent to hospital from prison. This is the thing. And like I said, guys, I've said it from day one. I've told everyone. Everyone's like, Cody, you're a conspiracy. What's with all the conspiracy theories? You're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm like, no. Look, it last night emerged that the number of prisoners infected with coronavirus may be up to 6 times as many as the published figure. Not official figure, published figure. Public Health England said it had found 1,783 probable cases, vastly above the official number of 332. But like I've said, guys, people are like, Cody, listen, you're driving people, you're trying to scaremonger people. No. I expose prisons, well, I'd say for a living, but I don't get paid. I expose prisons. It's what we do. I've got a great prison network and I've worked very, very hard to get these people on side. I've never burnt any of my sources. People have sent me videos from my channel. I've blurred their faces when they've requested. This is the thing. I'm not about burning the prisons. I am for prisoners. And like I've said, guys, I have said it from day one, right? There's 22,000 deaths in the UK. We are being fed that only 15 prisoners have died from coronavirus. Walton, prisoners have spotted body bags in a jail. Risley, prisoners have left prison in a body bag. Apparently it wasn't COVID-19 related. Have you noticed, right, with this death here, oh, we tested him and he was negative, right? They probably didn't test him. What a prison say and what the truth is two very different versions of events. Now, people were kept saying, Cody, you're scaremongering, Cody, you're scaremongering. Why would they lie? This is a prison. There's over 7,000 staff are currently off work. Prisoners are locked up 23 to 23.5 hours a day, right? The true number of what's going on, confirmed cases and prison deaths are being covered up. Why? Because the Ministry of Justice and these private prisons have told journalists we will not confirm anything reference COVID-19 as it would cause panic and unrest in our prisons. And that is a quote. It would cause panic. We will not comment anything reference COVID-19 in our prisons as it would cause panic and unrest in our prisons. End quote. What do you think that means? What do you think it means? It means that prisoners, they don't want prisoners rioting. Body bags. There's far more deaths than 15 deaths. If you want us to believe that 22,000 people lay dead, but only 15 prisoners had died from corona. See, with this here, like, someone dies in prison, that the prisoner quickly to say, yeah, right, someone's died, nothing to do with corona. An autopsy hasn't taken place, right? No official cause of death has been established, right? But the MOJ in these prisons are saying, no, nothing to do with corona, because it would cause panic. I'm going to start ringing up the registrar of births and deaths, and I'm going to try and find out how these people are dying. Because like I said, there's 15 prisoners that we know of that have died from COVID-19. The reality is a lot more. Many weeks ago, published a video that was taken inside Wormwood Scrubs, and it showed a prisoner in a body bag being carried off the wing. Then there's the video that was going around of the prisoner leaving Risley prison in a body bag. God bless him, Ronnie Gorn. God bless him. This is the thing, guys. The true number is not the true number. These are published stories, published numbers. They're not the MOJ have confirmed that this. No. You won't hear the MOJ have confirmed when it comes to the numbers, because it's... So when you're watching these prison TikTok videos and people are getting on me, Cody, why do you keep posting TikTok videos of these screws, right? Why do you keep doing it? I'm trying to show people, whilst prisoners are dying and locked behind the door, rotting, begging for medication, begging for toilet roll, begging to use the phone if they haven't got in-cell telephones, begging for water, hot water, if they haven't got a kettle in the cell. Some prisons do, some prisons don't. Begging for medication, begging to get on the phone, begging to get a shower, begging to go on the exercise yard. And these screws are doing one hand, two hands, right? what I'm trying to show you guys is that people are going through the mire, right? And there's a cover-up happening with prison deaths from confirmed cases of COVID-19, right? And the screws are outside doing these fucking silly, cringeworthy dances. Prisoners are dying. So this is the thing, guys. The official number is much, much higher. Public Health England, guys, these guys work, like, I don't know if they work with the government, but they're respected and people trust what they say. And they have said we're looking at 1,783 cases. Probable, right? So we're being told 332, but Public Health England have actually said, well, actually 6 times higher. So if it's 6 times higher with the confirmed cases, guys, how many prisoners do you think have died? Do we apply that to 6? Do you understand what I'm saying? Right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Gwynfor Jones is dead. Good riddance. My thoughts and prayers do go out to his friends and his family, though, at this sad and tragic time. His wife sounded like she stood by him, even though he was obviously depraved and everything. Love is blind and all that stuff. But Gwynfor Jones is dead. He died in Aintree Hospital, but he only got sentenced in December of 2014. So 6 years in jail. He pays with his life. Can't reoffend. My thoughts and prayers go out to all these victims as well. There's a good chance that they could see this video. Leave it there, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video in the comment section below, and a link in the description below. Cody out.